Did you guys know that according to the National Center for Education Statistics, just 41% of first-time, full-time college students earn a bachelor's degree in 4 years? And only 59% earn a bachelor's degree in 6 years.
Oh.
So this results in driving up the cost of college attendance significantly. And many students are, left with a lot of debt and no degree.
So do you think college actually gives you a leg up?
Well, I don't know about leg up, but I mean, at least I had fun. You know, there's that.
Wow.
Hey, on our dime.
Today, we're talking about post-secondary education. Basically, what you do after high school. What are our experiences after high school? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did we do? I know for you guys, all three of you guys went to college. I went into the military. So let's talk a little bit about our experiences after we graduated high school.
Oh,
All right, who wants to start?
Oh, what a time.
what a time.
I don't know. Why don't you start? You're the
OG.
college person.
Okay.
Yeah, OG.
OG.
So after I graduated high school, I was kind of, undecided about where I wanted to go. I thought I wanted to go to, when I was a young child, I thought I wanted to go to Grambling or some kind of HBCU. And I only wanted to go to Grambling because of the band. Because the band was tight, right? So that was my experience, you know?
Marching band is pretty cool.
People have their different reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I visited Howard when I was younger also. So I thought that might be a place where I wanted to go. But my journey to college was a little bit different because I was with this guy. So I really didn't want to go away per se. At a certain point, I didn't want to do that. So I ended up going to a 2-year school. I graduated high school early, went to a 2-year school, SUNY Farmingdale. And then after that, we got married.
Right.
So when I went to the 4-year, for my 4-year degree at UMass Boston, that's where we were living, I got my degree there as opposed to, somewhere else. And I was married. So it was a different experience, I think, for me after high school to college.
You were like, what do they call a commuter?
Yeah.
After your first 2 years, you were a commuter.
Right. I was a commuter my
Student
2
or
years,
whatever.
and then I was a commuter when we lived in Massachusetts as well. Yeah.
You live that commuter life.
I lived that commute. Right.
Oh yeah, you were a commuter
Yeah.
even the first 2 years. Yeah, because you were at home.
Because it was local.
It was local.
And I worked. And so
Right.
I worked like crazy. Before we got married, I worked like a lot. I was working 30 hours, taking 16 credits. And then when we moved to Massachusetts after we got married, it was the same thing. I worked and I went to school.
So you kind of didn't have the prototypical student experience in college,
Oh my
pretty
God.
much, which is interesting, or at least the version of college that you would see in film and television and
Right.
stuff like that.
I did not. And I knew I wanted to go to college, and I had to go to college, and it was important to me. My dad went to college. He went to HBCU. He lived that campus life and all of that. So I wanted some of that, but
Ghetto pranks.
Ghetto pranks.
That's all we're going to say for right
Yeah,
now.
I know, right? That's a whole other thing.
But I knew I needed to go to college, and that's the way that I kind of pursued it. And we were married at the time, and it worked out great for us. Yeah.
Me and Marcus, we had that traditional movie, go off to college, experience. We had that experience.
Moving day.
Moving, all that.
The whole.
Yeah, moving day, with all these energetic, second years or whatever. I'm just trying to get my stuff in. I mean, not that I'm not excited to go into college, but it's like, dang, y'all a little too happy about all this. I just want to, let me live. I'm an introvert. There's too much
freedom.
Yeah.
People was, the young kids was saying freedom. Freshman year, you were away from your parents for the first time. How was that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I always kind of felt independent anyway, but being by myself, legitimately.
You could do your thing.
Yeah, I could do my thing. It was cool.
All
but
in the
it's
city.
Yeah, but it's kind of there where you sort of figure out who you are. You make your mistakes. You sort of try to see what you're sort of capable of when you're on your own. So for anyone that doesn't know, I went to Emerson College in Boston, Massachusetts, and I studied film and television there. And the classes were pretty cool. It was interesting, not only being on my own, but trying to interact with people who had similar interests, in that kind of nature. It was interesting to meet different groups of people from other states and all of that.
Right.
The real sort of college experience.
Right. No, definitely. Like you said, in terms of meeting the people from different states, different backgrounds, I thought that was kind of cool. And being on my own, like you said, it was pretty cool. It was different. I was a little worried, honestly, when I went away.
Why?
For myself, emotionally, because I'm so used to being around you guys. And when I went away, I never went to sleepaway camp or anything like that. I mean, I did things. I stayed at people's houses and,
You went to volleyball camp.
Yeah.
So
A little, but
Right.
I was nervous that I was going to be homesick. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be. I was afraid because I wanted to be able to know that I could be on my own and I wouldn't have to, And then when I got there, you guys left, I was sad. But then there was stuff going on and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
There was stuff going on, especially during that week.
Right.
Yes.
Because they know.
Yeah, because they know that kids are probably going to feel a certain kind of way depending on where they're from. Some are just excited and
Right.
want to be out.
Right.
Some are,
little
like you said, homesick.
Yeah, they schedule stuff so you can be out with
Yeah.
other students.
Exactly. So you can interact,
Get
so you
to
can
know.
get to know people, meet new friends,
Right.
and just distract yourself from sort of the
Exactly.
situation.
I think colleges do a great job of integrating and helping students acclimate into their environment. They do a really good job of getting you involved. I know at Emerson College, you were involved from day one in doing stuff. And
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to go there, was because
Absolutely.
they let you
Absolutely.
sort of
Do it early.
Yeah,
Yes.
they let you do
Yes.
stuff early.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't
So-
wait until year 3
Right. Yeah,
to be
exactly.
like, okay, go get an internship and you haven't touched a piece of equipment until that year.
But I mean, yeah, honestly,
it makes a difference, right?
It does.
It
yeah.
does.
And where'd you go to school?
Yeah, where'd you go? You didn't mention.
Oh, went to Temple in Philly, Temple University.
To
Oh,
you.
right.
Oh gosh.
Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Temple Owls.
Ooh.
Jeremiah, what about you? How was your experience after high school?
Well, my experience was because I went to the military. I went to the Navy, go Navy. But I didn't go right away. Right after I graduated, I worked for a couple of years, and I was in the National Guard for the reserves, National Guard for a couple of years, and then I went, after about 2 years or so, then I went active duty Navy, and it was great. It was. To me, it was kind of what I would think of as sort of a college experience, only because of the boot camp. And then we weren't married yet. We were about to get married once I was in. I was staying in the barracks, and I had 2 roommates. And, so
kinda
it was
college.
the same,
Yeah,
type of thing.
right. Some similar things.
So I'm the only one who did not have that college experience.
Right,
I guess
right,
You
right,
didn't have
right.
any roommates.
Dad was my roommate.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the college
So
experience at all.
I had that for a good little while until we got married.
Yeah, that's
And,
right. At least 2 years.
Yeah, at least 2 years of that.
Something
So
like that, yeah.
It was cool. You know, that experience gave me a little bit, I guess, of the feel
Absolutely.
of what
Right.
that whole situation
Going
was
away,
like. Yeah,
having
going away,
roommates and-
meeting people,
Right.
and making new friends, and
Learning
stuff.
new things.
And yeah, I met people from all over the country. It was great. It was great.
It's interesting.
That's the good thing about what was it? Secondary,
Post-secondary.
education, whether or not it's or education, military, whatever.
Right.
And you have those situations where you do meet people from different backgrounds, and I think there's a lot of value in that
Absolutely.
to
No,
get
without question.
different perspectives on things.
Oh,
It
definitely.
helps you grow as a person.
So you saying that it helps you grow while you're in those spaces, you develop as a person because you are engaging with different people. How did that help you after school, after college? So what was the transition like after graduating? Because I like to look at college. When you guys were going, it was more to me like a fantasy for you. Like when you interned in California, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, this
like
cat
this,
is living.
this isn't going to be your real life,
I
right?
mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no, not at
nice,
all.
Right?
Nice apartment.
Right. Miya had an apartment for 2 years. So it's like, how did you transition from being in college to being in the real world?
So what's interesting about that, at least from my profession, is that college, it gives you sort of ideas as far as trying to interact in the real world, as far as possibly like getting a job, making the connections and stuff like that. But what I found that was actually really interesting, again, at least in my profession in film and all that, was I feel like it didn't really prepare you for starting out. When you're first actually getting into the business and whatnot. And I feel like I didn't really learn any useful tools to really get started. Like, you learn like the theory behind everything, but not, this is what you're actually going to be doing. You're going to be standing around in the cold for 12 hours doing X, Y, and Z, So I
get that.
Yeah. So
I get that.
I feel like there are other people who would probably be in that business that probably learned more within a year of just doing it as opposed to me being in college. Right. What was valuable about college was the connections.
Right.
Okay.
Fair enough. I understand that.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that in terms of like the college is getting us more ready for the real world. I feel like they could definitely do a better job of doing that, because I remember shortly after graduating, when I was taking this job as an assistant for someone and unfortunately got let go, I remember he said to me that college these days really doesn't prep you enough for this. And even though, I was mad about that, he was kind of right.
Yeah.
But the connections, like Marcus said, you might not find that if you didn't go to, to the school. So I don't know.
I think college, especially when you're talking about, being Black in America and having a college degree.
It's different.
We need that.
Yeah.
There's other people that might be able to get away with not going to college, and Black people too. But what I'm saying is, I think it's important for us to have that degree in order to be competitive.
That whole work twice as hard to get just as much sort of thing.
Right.
Whatever job it is, if you have a degree in something, that shows an employer, hey, you went to school or whatever.
Yeah, and you did it.
Right.
Yeah, and you did it.
And you did it.
And you graduated.
You accomplished,
Yeah, and you accomplished it.
Exactly.
No, it's true. I think, I haven't employed anyone like that, so I don't really know what to look for, but I imagine that's something, you've employed people, so I imagine that's something you sort of look into. But again, I think specifically, I think with certain businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who have worked on sets that,
they don't have, right.
Or they went to school for something completely different, and now they're doing something else.
It's true.
So,
yeah, it
You
is.
see that a lot.
You see that a lot.
Exactly. Exactly. I think, and you're right, in hiring people, when I hire someone, as educators, you have to have a degree anyway, but there's other positions
You gotta
that
have like 5 degrees.
Yeah, right.
You got 5 years, 10 years of school.
Wow.
But when I hire people that don't necessarily need a degree, when I see they have a degree, I'm like, oh, I can count on them for X, Y, and Z because I know they've been through school. So it does. You look at it a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment. They completed something.
Yes.
They started something and finished it.
Right.
And it's not easy.
It's not.
It is not a cakewalk. It honestly, for me, like, I wasn't like, in terms of the work, I was prepared for it. I had AP classes and stuff. I wasn't ready for the emotional toll of. I wasn't. Just in dealing with people.
Right.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
It is
And, that's part of the college experience, but I didn't expect all that.
Okay.
You know what? Can we explore that for a second? What would you tell someone who is getting ready to go to college about that, or parent who their child is getting ready to go to college? What would you say about that emotional piece and how to help their child or children get through that or know that it's coming?
Emotional as far as like the homesick part of it, or
I think just in general,
Just
the
in
rigor
general.
of the work, deadlines that you have to meet. How would you encourage them?
Well, hold on. Just before she speaks to that, let me speak to it just real quick, in terms of, because it's the same thing when you talk about, say, like in my experience with going into the military, right?
Yeah.
So getting someone prepared, because again, it's also you got to be mentally prepared for, because in essence, you're going into the working military. You're going to work.
Right.
You're going to work.
Yeah.
So preparing them in the sense of,
And the type of work that you're doing.
Right.
That too.
you're not sheltering your kids. You're not doing them any favors. You got to get them involved in different things and meeting different people, because with college and going into the military or whatever you're doing, you're going to be, out there talking to different people, different personalities, different lifestyles, people, and if you don't have some inclination on how that works, it'll hit you hard.
That's true.
So having your children involved in something, in different clubs and different things after school, in the community, whatever, I think would be a big help in getting them prepared to
before they even
way before starting them young.
Yeah.
And do you think that prepared you guys
Oh,
for it? Even though
100%.
you said you weren't prepared for them, you didn't realize that there was going to be an emotional toll. Were you prepared because of the experiences that you had prior to going to college?
Absolutely. I think
so.
It's one of those things, in high school, I would say doing theater prepared me to deal with people, especially the kind of kids that I was going to run into at Emerson.
Without a doubt.
But, I would always get on you for staying in band and how I wanted to do other things. But even that kind of helps you in the mindset of being committed to something.
Right.
So I think
That's true. Yeah.
continuously doing different things, whether it's even sports. I did track.
Sports.
I didn't even like track, but it was something that, I just kept doing just because it was something sort of to
Being a part of something.
do. Yeah,
too.
being a part of
And you were
something.
in Taekwondo for all those years,
Yeah,
too.
that too.
You got to have situations, things that come up. You got to deal with different situations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things that you don't want to do, things that come up like unexpectedly or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything can't just be the same, and you're comfortable. You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
You got
have to
to
be,
you got to learn to to deal with uncomfortability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comfortability. You know what I'm saying?
What
Is
about
that a
you,
word?
Maya?
Is that a word?
Uncomfortability.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think
We'll
so.
make it a word.
We'll make, exactly.
But
So back to you. Yeah. What was your
to
experience?
to the emotional part. That
Right.
we're gonna,
And were you prepared because of the things that you did?
So in terms of like my college experience, like being prepared emotionally, I would say like before I was prepared like with certain scenarios, but then when I got to college, there were new things that I dealt with that I just kind of had to like figure it out, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think it made me stronger, and
Without a doubt.
it made me who I am now. It's definitely made me older, I feel.
I
feel like it aged me.
But you had a foundation, and I think that's, even though you went through those new experiences, you were able to pull from the foundation.
Right, because you guys got us involved in different activities and people and scenarios to where I was prepared for, most things.
Took you a couple places here and there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you got to travel. You got to, do
gotta.
stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
can,
If you can,
Everybody
if you
can't,
can, yeah.
but I'm saying as much as you can.
Right, and even there are so many opportunities and things for you to take advantage of
In your community.
that
Right.
don't cost, and that's what you really have to do.
Tap
have to look
into
You
it.
have to look for it,
Yeah.
and as the parent agent,
Oh,
this is what
That's true.
parents do. You look for opportunities for your children.
You be that agent.
That's right, and they have to do it. They have to
Yeah.
perform.
And you got to put them in front of it. Yeah.
That's right. So do you think college is college for everyone? And to your point, does it give you a leg up?
I mean, it depend. Sometimes it can depend on your field. Other
Right.
times, again, like I said before, you could be going into a place and life just takes you wherever. Dad went to the military, and I'm pretty sure people probably look at military experience like, oh, he was a veteran.
Right.
Let's put him in a position. So
Absolutely.
that's definitely a path that people can take.
Mm-hmm.
Or people could just go to like what are those called?
Like a trade
Trade
school?
school.
Like a trade school,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, to pick up a trade. And I feel like you don't see that as often
We
as
need
you
a lot
should.
of them.
Right.
We need people. We need
Plumbers.
people
Still
in
need,
those things. Yeah.
electricians. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to have a good person that is in those trades, that's important.
And you can make money.
Extremely,
And
a
if-
lot of money.
And I feel like that's not. And I feel like that's not. Not that college isn't important, but I feel like stuff like that isn't pushed as much as it should be.
It's not. It's
I
not.
feel that.
And I totally agree. I'm a big proponent of trade school and college, obviously.
Yeah.
that's
But
what I
whatever
do.
fits
But I think
for-
I think it's a fit. I don't think it's a one size fit all.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of schools, on the island, it's college, and I get that because college is a great way
It is
for you
great.
to experience a lot of things and learn and develop, but it's not. I don't think it's for everyone, and I think
It's not.
we need to do a better job of helping people find what they're good at, what their passion is.
It's one of those things, at least to the experiences that I had. Yeah, like you can have connections in a school that I went to, but at the same time, let's say you want to work on a film or TV set. If you want to just start off somewhere, it's not like they're looking at your resume for a film degree or anything like that. You just start off wherever you're going to start off, and you just learn while you're there, and then that could take you wherever it could take you.
True.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to say because you might not say that your college experience was worth it if, you know, you're struggling to find a job or whatever. But if you just happen to go to this college and you met that one person who knows this person that gets you the job at ABC, you know, like stuff like that. So it's like, then you can say it's worth it. But sometimes, I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, you know, especially when you're in the job searching process.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's that way mostly because we pay so damn much for it. I think that's really what it
College
is.
is so expensive.
It's so expensive. If it was just a time thing, it'd be like, yeah, it was worth it time-wise, but like, it's
expensive.
You coming out of school like 50, whatever, that $100,000 in debt.
Yeah.
that
least.
that
At
makes
least.
you, yeah.
You know, that's like, man, was it worth it?
Right.
Yeah.
For me to go out here and get a job that I could have got, you know, without a college degree.
Absolutely.
Right.
And now without the debt.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all depends. Every, you know, situations are different.
Every
I feel.
situation's different.
That's
Me
true.
being, you know, not going. I wish I would have went to college. Thinking back on it, but I mean, I'm you know, I'm okay. I think I did all right. But I mean, having to do it all over again, I would have tried to go to college. It all depends on your situation and where you come from, your home life. If people know enough to push you towards that, because with you guys, you know, with your mom and with me knowing, you know, college, it was no question that you guys were going to college or not. Like your mom was saying, as far as her father went to college, so that was in my situation. Nobody, you know, my mother nor my father went to college, so it wasn't really like pushed
Pushed
Yeah.
as much.
you know. So
Yeah, it does. And the circle that you have around you, or the
Right.
adults that you have in your life,
Right.
it does have a big impact for sure.
Definitely.
For sure, you know. But so college, I think, isn't for everyone, but I think people really have to examine where they are and what their interests might be. Because like you said, some people have to go to college depending on what you do.
Yeah.
what they want to get involved in,
Yeah.
you need that college degree in that field in order to excel in it or get a job in it.
Exactly.
You got to have a college degree.
You can't be an engineer without a college degree.
Oh, without
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah,
or a
that's,
teacher.
Or an educator.
that's not an on-the-job training type
It's not.
of field.
No, it's not.
No. I mean, it, but as far as like getting
Oh, getting in there, no.
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah,
not
no,
at
no,
all.
no.
So we can talk about college is actually one of my favorite topics. So we can talk about that a lot.
Parent agent.
An agent.
But where can people find more of Let's Kick It with the Joneses?
Oh, yes. Follow us on social media, Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you might be watching this on YouTube, so if you are, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we put out new videos.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
ding.
So thank you for watching. Let's Kick It with the Joneses.
Let's kick it. Raise your hands to the sky. Make some noise for my man Jeremiah. Come toast to the queen of Long Island. 2 thumbs up for Marcus and Maya. I've been waiting all week, I've been jonesing. Let go of the baggage you holding. Sit at the table and listen to stories and fable of a drink. Let's get this thing rolling. They can hate from the outside, but in here you're family. Come kick it with people you trust, lifting you up with stories of empathy. In this home, you be what you want, not what you're told to become as you are. Carrying this load alone is hard, but we'll spot you part of the squad. Let's kick it.